Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Come Together, a pure Michigan relief effort to help the hospitality and tourism workers throughout the state of Michigan. I'm John Gonzalez from MLive.com. I'm in Grand Rapids. And joining me in Detroit is
Tom Dalton from Under the Radar Michigan on PBS television. And I can't believe we're already at day 5 of this fundraising odyssey. It's only an odyssey because I'm odd, but it's been what a whirlwind ride it's been. So many talented people, so much fun. We've raised so much money so far, and the best is yet to come. Actually, tonight, I'm really excited about tonight because you've heard the old saying, what if you had a party and nobody showed up? Well, we invited a lot of people tonight, and they all have showed up. So this is going to be a great night of music, food, fun, surprises. So strap your safety belt on. Here we go.
Well, let's bring in the guy that started this whole thing, Dave Lorenz from Travel Michigan. Dave, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, and I'm also looking forward to tonight. Thanks, guys. What a week it's been, and we've been looking forward to tonight, too, because we have some really special people who are going to join us, all in this relief effort for displaced tourism workers all throughout Michigan during this very strange time. So stick around. It's going to be a great hour, or hour and a half, or whatever it ends up being.
Well, Dave, please, if you would, introduce our very first guest for the night.
Well, I believe our first guest is going to be somebody who you have come to know for so many reasons, a very talented guy. And there he is, Mr. Tim Allen, the voice up here. And hey, Tim.
Hey, Tim. I thought you were talking about Mitch Albom.
Yes.
Started talking like, oh, Mitch is going to be here. A real talented guy. Yeah, okay.
And Mitch will be here, Tim. It's great to see that too. Boy, you found a great place to set up for today. We've talked about your cars before.
Yeah.
You in the garage?
I'm in the garage with my 50 Cadillac Series 60, and let's see what's over there. Ford GT over on that side, and then the badass Dodge Demon on that side.
Yeah, it's something else. Well, that's. We really appreciate you joining us. So it's going to be a great night, and of course we are here in celebration of National Travel and Tourism Week. And of course, it's been such a strange year since we're all huddled in our houses and such. Have you been able to do any production of your TV show yet during all this time?
We got to the last show of the season. And that Friday, everybody agreed we feel okay about it because it was very early on. It was the week that it all started. And the crew said, we'll stand back. We feel good. Everybody felt good. The actors all said, are we willing to take this chance, make sure everybody was – we always were paranoid to get somebody else sick. That's really how everybody thought about that. Mm. And then the studio finally said we couldn't afford the liability, so they pulled the plug right before we finished episode 28, which would have been our finale. Given, I don't know how the networks work anymore, because usually the upfronts for the networks would be this week in New York, and now we don't know when we'll come back. How are they going to do this? I would guess we'll come back at least because we owe them one more show, which would be our finale. But no, and then the sad thing is I just did a charity event for Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle there in Royal Oak. This has killed my original business. There's not a chance in hell that people are going to want to go sit right next to another person with their mouth open going, ha, 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 ha. And so it's sad. It's funny, but it's sad. All of my friends that still make a living doing stand-up comedy, not just musicians, but we live on an audience. And it's the saddest thing to me is that obviously Vegas is where I work. Leno and I both are good friends, and he's 20 dates. He's more than that, probably 300 dates a year. He never stops. And now he's just in his shop. I'm in my shop, sequestered here at home. I just stay in my garage. But I said, this is hopefully, speaking of that, do we come to Michigan? And my Michigan connection, my mom and my family, they're all around Michigan, and from Traverse City, Leland, Muskegon, and downstate it's very different in the outerlying regions of Michigan. They're not quite sure everybody's doing what they're told. Whether that's a good thing depends on how you were brought up. Is like Traverse City, they don't have that. There's not that. There's what's the terrible thing is everything that's wonderful about Traverse City, Michigan, is the small shops and the small things to eat. Yeah. And one of my CFO works there, and it's just I don't know what we're going to do. He says a lot of this stuff is not coming back. I mean, the small stores.
Yeah.
And the Cherry Festival's canceled, and it's a strange time for the guy who spoke for, I love this state, I love Michigan. And I said, it's going to be even more beautiful this year in a bad way because the lake's up, 4 feet?
It's up a lot.
And it's magnificent, except if you live around the shores. And if you live, I have a craft in Northport, and I think Northport's pretty much underwater.
Yeah. We did an interview to celebrate the 10th anniversary of Pure Michigan, and that was already 5 years ago, if you can believe that. And you talked about your love of the lakes and boating and all. So I certainly know that, and you've been boating all over Michigan.
Yeah.
You spend a good deal of your summer here, typically. And I think you'll be able to get here pretty soon. It looks like we're going to open up in June, and it's going to be really important for people to spend their vacation time in Michigan more than ever, so that we can get these people back to work, the people who we're trying to generate some money for tonight.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, I live in Los Angeles, and it's dark here. I'm a comedian, so it just looks weird to go down these Sunset Boulevard and there's nothing there. And this is a huge city. I don't know how it's ever going to come back. I don't really know how all of that's going to just pop back. But my brother and all my family's in Michigan, and where it's a small town anyway, and it's small business oriented. And I worry about the little vendors that I know around Leland and Kalkaska. I mean, I know a lot of people up north, and this is very helpful. I said, are the people from other states going to want to drive? You have no idea how beautiful this state is. Well, those of us that live here, you probably don't even notice if you don't travel. And because of McCann Erickson showing me videos of even places, my typical joke was, I do voiceovers for this lovely state, and every now and then they take a shot. They go, the great bean fields of Saginaw. Come and see them. And I go, whoa. Can I read that again? Because I have family in Saginaw, and I don't know what those bean fields are all about. There's a bridge that pretty much gets you out of Saginaw.
Yeah.
Now, Bay City, I'll give you that. Bay City, the Riverwalk is pretty interesting. If you haven't ever been to Bay City, that's a great place. But Saginaw, you get the internal cities. You go, hey, how about us here in Mount Pleasant? I go, I went to school in Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, I just was looking at our numbers, and all of our Saginaw audience has just disappeared. But we'll continue to marshal on. So Tim, I go to so many of your shows as stand-ups, and you quite often talk about that. It always kills me. But we're all hoping to see you performing somewhere in Michigan soon. And
we had 2 concerts. I said I had 2 concerts booked this year, and I really don't know. It's very sad for those of us. I love performing. I love doing comedy, but as Mark Ridley at the Comedy Castle said elegantly and also optimistically, there's a vaccine. Comedy's coming back. As soon as we're comfortable being in a room where people got their mouth open right next to you, spitting, you're going, I don't know. I'll see this summer, Mike. I call my neighbor outside of Northport, and a Dutch woman, and she just said, it's boring up here in the winter. I think it'll get back there. I know they can't win for losing up there. They hate it when there's so many tourists up there, but they mourn when there aren't enough. People that live up there all year long, biatch about, they can't stop the tourists downtown with the cheese pate. Get them out of here. But when they don't show up, it's even a little more daunting.
I saw that the ski industry just left the audience too, but hey, we'll continue moving forward. It's okay.
So I'm being real helpful, is what you said. Real helpful.
No, Tim, everybody loves you over here, and we're always happy to see you around, and we're so appreciative of what you've done for Pure Michigan and what you do for everybody all the time, just keeping our spirits up.
You don't know until you get outside of the state of Michigan how beautiful we've got it in the state of Michigan. You really don't. And because of what I've done for the Pure Michigan and the drives we've taken and the video shot by McCann Erickson, and this isn't phony stuff. This is views that I've been, Sleeping Bear Dunes, that whole side of Michigan where my brother lives in Muskegon, we've taken the boat up and down. You just have no idea, even a short drive, even there's so many places that outside of Kalamazoo is gorgeous. It is in a remarkable state. even for those of us that live there, of course, I don't live. I still have a home near my mom downstate. But I said, take a drive and go to the coastal communities, man. You're gonna love that state all over again. And I think it's safe to do this summer, especially for those of us in state.
Well, I think you're right about this appreciation thing. When you live here, you just don't really realize
don't get it
when you have it. Isn't it true? And it's kind of the same thing about, the people we're trying to help tonight, all those people who are always serving us and helping us have a great time. We can't really appreciate them until we can't see them right now, like right now. So we're asking people to go to that website, mrlaef.org, and make a donation of any amount, whatever you can do. It's interesting when they're there and they're helping us have a great time, they just kind of fade into the background, right? But now that we don't see them, I really miss them. I miss people I see at restaurants and places like this. I really do.
I don't know how this is going to happen. I know up in where I have a lot of good friends in Leland, they raised Fishtown. If you've been there, the lake got so big. I think they've actually raised the entire Fishtown.
They're working on it.
They're working on it. I got to see this. I'm going to have to drive because we're going to go there as soon as we can. My family, because it's either school in my basement with my kid or school in my basement up there. So it's one way or the other. I'm stuck inside. But we'd rather be stuck up near Lake Michigan. Yeah,
that's true. Hey, I have to know because you're in the garage. And Jay Leno, I know he loves Michigan too. He's been to the Henry Ford and all these cool places, and he's been so nice to us. Who has more cars, Jay Leno or you?
Oh God, forget about it. Jay's a pack rat number one. So he's got an old Firebird from his late brother. He's got crap. He's got so much crap in his garage. But literally, if you're in one end of his garage, you're this big. I've never seen a garage that big where you could drive a car, and we've done it. You could floor it, burn out in one inside, and you run out of room. And I said, he's got some amazing, back in a corner of his garage, he's got the Chrysler turbine car, which is a prototype. If you don't know, the Chrysler may put a turbine engine, not a real good idea. I mean, it seemed like a good idea at the time, but when you spool it up, it's like having a helicopter engine in your garage. Turbine doesn't just start, it burns, and then the kerosene hits and there's smoke. It's just not a good idea. But he's got it parked in the corner. And I love the prototypes. Every time I worked for GM and Ford during my life, raced for Ford, was the voice of Chevrolet for a while, and I couldn't get a prototype. Jay, no matter what I do, any car, I swear, we're like two brothers. I go, God, wouldn't it be great to have the number one? Is that the number one over there? Like he has, I don't know how he gets this stuff. He gets the number one of everything. I go, I got a new Corvair. I love Corvair. So I got a Corvair, a real special Corvair. He goes, you mean like the one I got over here? Like this one over here? Yeah, he's got a huge collection, loves Michigan. We did the thing on Woodward. He came in, we went to Woodward. Both of us, huge fan of Henry Ford. If you have anybody in Michigan, you probably haven't been there. You got to go to the Henry Ford. That's a 3-day trip. One day, you've got to go to the Henry Ford Museum. It's just, that's another part of Michigan. The riverfront downtown is gorgeous.
We can't wait. We got to get going because I know you've got other things to do. We've got.
I got to do a whole thing for Indiana right next.
Yeah. Well, hey, as long as it's not Ohio, that's fine.
Well, what's in Ohio? What are you going to see?
I don't know. So,
do they have water there? I don't even know if they have.
I have to know just one thing. Have you ever been to the Gilmore Car Museum?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, good. Well, guys, we'll just keep on talking if you guys don't shut us up.
Yeah. We definitely need to get going. But Tim, thank you so much for joining us.
No, I just enjoyed it. Everybody watching, let's help out the workers we got there. And I will privately, I'll set you guys up. I'll help you myself.
Oh, that's a good thing too. You already have. Thank you so much. You help us all the time, Tim.
I thank you guys for asking me to do this.
Good to see you, Tim.
See you this summer.
See you then. Seriously.
Oh, it's so cool to hear his voice and have him representing Michigan.
That's him. I mean, he's just a normal guy and you wouldn't know it. And he's a great guy. First time we met, we ended up talking for almost an hour before we realized, hey, we're supposed to do a recording here. And all the studio people are around us. And so, we better get to work with it. Yeah, he's a great guy.
Well, right now we need to bring in someone else, Dave, and that's the Lieutenant Governor of Michigan. He's joining us right now, Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist. Is he around? I think he is.
Hey, there he is.
How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Lieutenant Governor.
How you doing?
How you doing, Lieutenant Governor?
Good to
Thanks
see
for
y'all.
joining us tonight. Man,
Yeah, my pleasure.
I know how crazy busy you are, so thanks for taking the time to say hi. It's National Travel and Tourism Week, as you know, and I'm just so happy you took the time just to kind of make a little greeting to the travel industry during a really important time and a difficult time, of course.
Well, look, this is really important. I mean, our state needs to come together. We're facing something that none of us have ever lived through or led through. And every time I have the opportunity to be able to come and show a community support in Michigan, I'm going to make time to do that. And so certainly sort of just restaurants, travel, lodging, entertainment, tourism is so critical to not only our state's economy, but how people experience the state of Michigan. Because I really do think the state of Michigan is an experience. And so I certainly wanted to come on and connect with everyone. This is a great cause because there's so many people who work in this industry who are so important to communities across the state. And this reminds me of the simple fact that our people in Michigan are our economy. Yeah. So anything we can do to support our people, support their confidence, support their public health, which is mine and the governor's responsibility. That's what we're going to do every day. So it's always worth the time, and I'm glad to be here with you.
Oh, thanks. And I can hear the family in the background. I'm
working from home a little bit, and so I have a chorus on every video conference that I'm on. You are fortunate that my baby has not joined us because she typically will hit the camera. So, so we're holding up on that today.
You have such a beautiful family, and I know you're going to want to get them out there in Michigan as soon as you can. Any places you're kind of thinking of going when we can get back out there?
I mean, we got to get back to Lake Michigan. My family really enjoyed. We went to Saugatuck back in 2017 for the first time, and I want to get my kids back out there on the lake and back up north. I mean, I was intending before this happened, I was going to spend some time in the UP in March. And so I haven't done that. And so we'll want to get the kids back up there. The kids haven't been up there since last February where they went to the UP 200.
Yeah.
So we're going to make sure we get back up there. And then hopefully next year when we're back to a normal winter, I can go up to see my friends in Houghton for the festival and everything. So I'm looking forward to that.
Well, you were the tallest guy in Marquette. That's all I know.
It's true. It's very true. I'm the tallest guy in a lot of places.
Yeah, you're not as tall on the internet.
Yeah,
you're not as tall on the internet.
Yeah, they say the camera adds weight and it takes away inches apparently. So
well, I wish that was the case. Unfortunately, this is just what it is. It's the way it is. Well, hey, we are all in this together, and we just need to keep strong and keep going. So thanks for taking the time to be with us tonight.
Yeah, my pleasure. I mean, something that this whole experience also reminds me of, the irony of all the social distancing that we're doing right now is that it actually reminds us how connected we truly are, how much we need one another, how much we rely on one another. And when you talk about two peninsulas, one Michigan, one people, I believe that our people are truly connected. And so as we come through this, when we get to the other side of this, I think we're going to, value those connections more. We're going to say, I love you a little more forcefully. We're going to check in on one another more. We're going to patronize those businesses in our community that we love. We're going to, make sure we're buying stuff online from those that aren't close to us, that are here in Michigan and supporting our people. I mean, we're going to remember that on the other side. That's going to be one of the generational impacts of this pandemic. And that is a ray of sunshine on the back end of this stormy night. So I'm looking forward to us getting there together.
Little silver ray of sunshine.
Governor Garland Gilchrist, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks. Good luck, everyone.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Hey, guys, guess what? Coming up, Tom, guess what? We have an incredible gospel singer coming up in just a few minutes. Marvin Sapp in just a few minutes.
Hope and Inspiration is coming up.
Yes, he's coming up. But right now, we have to get a man on here that we all know and love, our good friend, Mitch Albom.
Oh, Mitch. Mitch is awesome.
He's getting ready for us.
I'll get a set. There we are.
You got the book ready.
Yeah,
that's
I got
awesome.
one of them. I have three of his books here.
We're waiting on Mitch to join us, but he should be here. You know what? I think let's just go to Marvin first. I need some music.
Yep, I've just been told it's time for Hope and Inspiration. It's time for one of the most.
Some music.
Oh, there he is.
Oh wow, how you guys doing?
I understand now. It's Bishop Sapp.
Yes, it is. It's Bishop Sapp, and it's I've been Bishop Sapp for about 6 years now.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But miss home. I'm way down here in the Lone Star State now. I'm in Texas. Yeah. So it's definitely a transition and a shift. Been here for about 8 months now.
Wow.
But still have a lot of real strong ties in Grand Rapids, and was born and raised there. Never lived any place else but Michigan. This is my first time moving, and I waited till I was 52.
You miss us yet?
I miss it. I really do. I miss the people. I miss, I tell people all the time that Michigan is probably one of the most beautiful states there is, simply because of our beaches. I've been all over the world, and I tell people all the time that the beaches of West Michigan are some of the most beautiful beaches in the world, along with, if you're into wine tasting, things of that nature, Michigan has so much to offer. So I'm looking forward to coming back in the summer when I get the opportunity. I hate that we're not going to have the festival this year, Festival of the Arts downtown Grand Rapids, which is probably one of the largest volunteer festivals in the country.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of things that I'm definitely going to miss when I get back home. I'm still on the board at the Grand Symphony, so at least for another year, and then after that, they're gonna kick me out because I'm not a resident anymore. You know?
Hey, you
Reverend Sapp,
could be a virtual member like everything these days.
Yeah, this is great. I mean, I'm telling you, thank God that we are in a season where technology is such a major blessing to each and every one of us. The fact that we're able to do this, to actually be able to raise finances and help those individuals who are not going to be able to be taken care of because of their jobs closing down. And I think that this is an amazing thing, and I'm grateful and I'm thankful for being a part of it.
Well, before we have you sing for us, I've got something I've always wanted to ask you. Is normal performers sing? They sing to tell stories and to entertain people, but when you sing, it's to inspire, it's to teach, and it's to take people to a higher place.
Right.
What does that responsibility feel like?
I mean, it's a weighty responsibility, and the reason why it's a weighty responsibility is because a lot of times when you are, I guess, what I would call a secular artist, you're singing to inspire and encourage, but you don't have a real boss. When you're your own boss. I have a higher power that I have to, give an account to. So I have to make sure that the lyrics that I sing are definitely centered towards encouraging, uplifting, and pointing people into the direction of, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I love it. I've been doing it professionally now for 30 years. And it's been a great ride, multiple 11 Grammy nominations, and Stellars and Doves,
yeah,
all of that stuff. So I mean, God's been extremely good to me. And
Bishop, can you get us a song, because I want to hear some music?
Yeah, we need some music.
We're talking a lot.
Okay, so I'm gonna sing a little acapella song. Now, this was my biggest song ever. I'm just gonna sing a line or two of it. It's the biggest song I've ever done. It sat on the charts for some 48 weeks at #1 consecutively. It's the longest #1 single across musical genres. Nobody's ever done it before. Wow. So 48 weeks of #1, and so it goes something like this. Never would have made it. Never could have made it without you. I would have lost it all, y'all. But now I see how you were there for me, and now I can say that I am stronger and I'm wiser. I am better, so much better. When I look back over all He brought me through, I realized I made it because I had Him to hold on to. I never would have made it, never could have made it without you. I would have lost it all. But I'm here today, and it's all because of you.
I love it. No, that's okay. We are live. Hey, would you stick around for just a few more minutes? Because we'd love to chat a little bit more and have you do one more song.
I can.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Bishop. Yeah, guys, that song, he's underselling it. That song was a crossover hit and was played on popular radio stations. That song, when it was out, was hitting the charts on every chart and made a difference. It made me come over to gospel music. It brought a lot of people into gospel music for the first time. And he's right from Michigan, born and raised.
And not just in this country, but around the world. That was huge.
Wow. Yeah.
Huge. Well, now it's time to bring out another one of your very close friends. This is almost like Dave Lorenz. This is your life. We got somebody else who's you know very well. He's from WJR Radio, and his name is Mitch Albom. There he is.
We're so blessed to have so much talent in Michigan, and of course, Mitch is with WJR, author forever. And Mitch, thanks for being here tonight.
Well, you're not going to ask me to sing, are you? I can't follow that. I mean, that just brings you to tears. That was just beautiful.
It does. Well, I've actually heard you speak many times, Mitch, and I'll never forget. You spoke at a conference I was at one time where you were talking about Tuesdays with Maury. I think it was your first really big book, right?
Yeah.
And you were telling the story, and you could have heard a pin drop. The story you told, it was awesome. And to think how you've come through from that, and you continue to have such great success. And I think it's because of, you just care. You just care about people. It comes out.
Well, I was very lucky to have that experience. It came at a really good time in my life. I was in my mid-30s, and honestly, to that point in my life, I spent a lot more time caring about myself than I did about other people. And I think sitting with Maury and watching a man sort of die week by week in front of you, someone you really loved and admired, and have him sort of give you a last class in what's really important in life before he dies, and seeing what mattered to him and what didn't, while he was dying, it was clear that a lot of things that I was pursuing and a lot of priorities I had were not the kind of things that were giving him any comfort as he was dying in front of me. And so it really changed a lot of my perspective. It started my charity work, started my focus on writing those kinds of books instead of sports books, which I had written up to that point. And it really changed my whole trajectory. It wasn't supposed to become a big book. I just wrote it to pay his medical bills, which was really the first nice thing I had done for somebody, who wasn't a member of my family at that point of that magnitude. And it certainly has come back to me many times over, for sure.
Now, Mitch, you're doing something right now in real time that really is no one else is doing. You're writing in real time through this whole pandemic and COVID-19 to raise money for a special charity.
Yeah, I'm writing a book, a small book, and giving it away for free, which is not usually what authors do. But I thought, well, how can I help Detroit? What do I have to offer the most? Well, my biggest audience is in my books. And so I said, I'll write something that's set in this time, a fictional story set in real time. I'll write it week at a time. I'll do 8 chapters, eight weeks. And I didn't want to charge anything for it, even for charity, because there's still people out there who can't afford to do that. These are tough times. So I said, I'm just going to put it up for free. And we got Audible involved with it as well. And they put an audio version up for free. And all we did was ask if people would just make a donation if they had it to saydetroit.org, which is the umbrella of all the charities I operate here in Detroit, so that we could do this project called Detroit Beats COVID-19. And since it launched, today was the 5th chapter. So there's 3 more weeks to go. Every Friday it comes out at humantouchstory.com. And I'm only 1 week ahead, so I can't tell you how it ends. I'm barely working on 6 now. I have 2 more to go. But it's become this kind of big cult thing around the world, and people have read it and downloaded it, listened to it around the world, and have donated to the tune of close to $300,000. And as a result of that, we've taken all that money, 100% of it, and put it into efforts in the city, which include taking care of seniors, 2,000 seniors, feeding them every day who are homebound, helping them run a quarantine center for homeless people who have COVID-19, providing meals for first responders and masks. We bought thermometers for the fire department, but our biggest operation by far is we opened the testing center. And it is the second testing center in Detroit. The other one's run by the city. We run it independently with the money that we raise, and it's a great testing center. It's at our facility at the Detroit Family Health Clinic, which is on Glendale, right in Highland Park, between Woodward and the Lodge. And Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays we're open for anyone can drive in and can walk in. It's the only place in the city where you can walk in and get a COVID-19 test. You can't do that up at the state fairgrounds. And so we've tested hundreds and hundreds of people already. No insurance is necessary, no doctor's prescription. If you just want to get tested, you come and get tested. And we never would have been able to do this, obviously, without the funds that people have raised. So we're going to continue to operate that as long as they keep teasing me that I have to keep writing more chapters. I said, I can't, I'm going to burn out. But hopefully we'll raise enough money from the 8 chapters here to continue to run this for some time.
Well, you've done so much for Detroit. It's just really, it's kind of overwhelming to look at what one person has been able to do. And the time you're spending with us tonight for this relief effort for displaced hospitality workers, we really appreciate it. You were talking about, your first book when you wrote that in an attempt to help a fellow who was passing away. And now this seems to be something that's become who you are, this very charitable guy. And I found the teeny little bit of charity that I do is extremely fulfilling for me too. And that's one of the reasons why we're hoping people will give some money tonight.
Yeah, one great lesson I learned from Maury Schwartz in the Tuesdays with Maury visits was, he had ALS. He was stuck in a chair. He couldn't move. He needed to be lifted from place to place. You had to literally turn his head just to get him to look at you. And I would notice when other people would come in and they would come to talk to him and they'd have all these stories prepared and everything. And the door would close and they'd go in there. And then an hour later, they'd come out and they'd be crying. But they were crying about like their love life, their divorce, their workplace. And they said, I don't know what happened. I went in to try to cheer him up. But next thing I knew, he was talking to me and he was cheering me up. And I started telling him more and I was crying, And so I went into him and I said, I don't get it. You're the one who's dying. Why don't you take the sympathy, that everybody wants to give you? Why are you always helping all these other people? And he looked at me and he said, Mitch, why would I ever take from people like that? Taking just makes me feel more like I'm dying. Giving makes me feel like I'm living. And that is a profound sentence and a scene that I never forgot, because here's a guy who's in his dying weeks. And what made him feel the most satisfied, the most alive, was giving. And I have based my life basically on that ever since witnessing that. And what you just said is absolutely true. I never feel better about my life or myself than when I'm doing something for somebody else, whether it's an orphanage we run in Haiti or charities here in Detroit or what we're doing with COVID-19. There's something very ethereal about success that just is for you. It's quick, it's celebrated, but then it's gone. And you find yourself often saying, like, is that it? That was what all that work was for? But when you're helping somebody else, when you're giving out meals at a soup kitchen, when you have kids jump in your lap at an orphanage, or when you're helping first responders now in COVID-19, and you see the look on their face, it's just a grateful look. It gives you, like the little tingle here, like I say, and that's being alive. And I think everyone who contributes tonight, especially to help, I mean, you can't talk about it. I just saw the statistics that came out for the Labor Department. We're talking about them on our show. And more than half of the jobs that were lost in this new 15% unemployment that we now have in the country were in this industry, the leisure and hospitality industry. By far, it dwarfs all the rest of them in terms of jobs lost. So it's the least we can do to try to help out our fellow Michiganders in this type of work.
Well, thanks so much for coming on with us and helping. I mean, thanks for everything you do. This is why I'm a fan of this man, why I listen to his radio show, I read his books. I mean, it means a lot that you came on to help us out. So
anytime. I'm honored to be asked. Thank you. And everybody stay safe and let's get through this together.
Thanks, Mitch.
See you guys.
Thank you, Mitch. See ya.
Well, Dave,
thanks, Mitch.
The next, it's your first girlfriend, Dave. We're bringing back your first girlfriend.
First, actually, we're going to bring back. We're going to bring back another one of our friends, Marvin Sapp, Bishop. I mean, can you just feel the goodness coming from that man?
I think it's amazing. The fact that he wrote this book, He did it for a friend, and the whole purpose was to be a support and help to someone else. I think that speaks to the type of people that Michiganders are. In essence, that we have always been those type of individuals that have been givers and had a real focus and a passion to give back. And that's why this is so very important. That is why
we've been talking about the one silver lining from this whole thing is I think it's teaching us all to take a step back and think about other people and care about other people.
Absolutely. This is, I've been teaching at the church and I pastor out here in Texas that, this is, even though we're in quarantine, even though we're in isolation, even though we're in seclusion, that this is a time for us to begin to strategize, to map out the plan, to forecast the type of things that we want to see happen for our own personal futures, but also to make sure that we look out for those who are considered the least of these, which the Bible speaks about clearly. So I'm just grateful to be a part of this. When I got the phone call.
Well, Bishop.
Okay, go ahead.
No, say, Bishop, before you get to the next song, a couple people are commenting on Facebook. Real quick, Tom, you need to tell us about the T-shirts real quick because people are buying them and they want to know more information.
Oh my gosh, yes. When you click the link on the screen to donate, you can also $5 from the purchase of every one of these shirts. See, 2 peninsulas, 1 pure Michigan, just like two.
I have one as well. Yeah.
$5 from each shirt goes to this cause. So please donate, give whatever you can, and get one of these T-shirts. They're very comfortable.
MRLEAF.org is the website. And of course, here's the other thing too, we forget to mention is that it's not just during the show. You can do this tomorrow morning. You can do this on Sunday. You can do it on Monday. Whenever you feel like you have time to donate $5, $10, whatever you want to give, we would really appreciate anything at all. Okay, Bishop, what do you have for us next?
Let me see. There's a song that I wrote, a song called Best of Me. And I while you guys had me on hold, I went and I said, oh man, I got to sing another song. And my kids set me up a little bit. So let me see if I can play it. Let me see.
Maximum volume.
Okay, maximum volume.
Live.
Around, don't you see the worst in me? Okay, I got it. Can I sing it one more time? One more time. You saw the best in me. Everyone else around could only see the worst in me. My, oh my, oh my. You saw the best in me. And everyone else could only see.
Maximum volume.
My, oh my, yeah. You saw the best in me. When everyone else could only see the worst in me. Then I said, my verse one time, just one time. He is mine, I am his. It really does not matter what I do. He only sees me who I am. Oh. I am his. It doesn't matter. He only sees people who I am. Oh, he's mine. I am his. It doesn't matter. He only sees. There it is. He saw the best in me. Yeah.
Awesome. Oh. Thank you so much, Bishop.
There it is. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You all have an amazing.
Great to have you on, and keep all the Facebook comments coming too, folks. We see them, we love them, we appreciate it.
And keep giving.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Wow.
Well, Dave, we're going to rock now, so you may want to go hide.
I will. I'll leave.
Great way to put it.
I'm really excited about this next segment because this guy's a good friend of mine. He actually toured all of Europe with his band, The Sights. This guy's a Detroit rocker through and through. Now his new band, The Scrappers, are getting rave reviews all across the country. His name is none other than Eddie Baranek. Eddie!
Hello, fellas. Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see. Can you hear us? Can you see us, or are we just green squares?
You are green squares, but I know that you have a mustache just like me, right?
Eddie also has the dubious distinction of having written and performed the theme song for Under the Radar Michigan. Now, is that something that gives you a source of pride, or is it a source of embarrassment?
Definitely pride, and it comes up in funny situations. I was at Rob Tyner from the MC5. I was at his wife's house, Becky Tyner, and she's a huge fan of your show. And she's like, "You wrote the theme song to that?" And she was just totally. It comes up all the time. I'm very proud.
Well, how would you like to? We're going to have you back in a couple minutes, but we sure would like to rock right now.
Yeah. I'll do a song here that my wife helped me finish off a line. The line I had was "Drink coffee on the porch," and I go, "What do we do when we drink coffee on the porch?" And she goes, "If it gets quiet, it's okay." And so there's that. And so this one goes out to the 4-year-old in the house who was excited that Buzz Lightyear was on the show earlier. All right, here we go. Will you walk me home? I heard as I was almost out the door. I knew what I liked within those blue eyes coming down to size. Yeah, the sound of your laugh, I fell for it the first time that I heard. It just might be the most beautiful thing in this entitled world. I must admit that for a bit I questioned if it was worth all the risk to have my heart broken again. And I say yeah, and I say yeah, and I say yeah, and I'm all in. And there's no question, I'm all in. And to be honest with you, my friend, I'll be with you to the end. You're my best friend. You moved into my home, it became ours right away. You liked the way I sang and played. I like that you didn't try to change me. We'll drink coffee on the porch, and if it gets quiet, it's okay. And sometimes when I look over at you, I can't believe my face. I must admit that for a bit I questioned if it was worth all the risk to have my heart broken again. And I say yeah, and I say yeah, and I say yeah. Well, I'm all in, and there's no question, I'm all in. And to be honest with you, my friend, I'll be with you to the end. You're my best friend. Oh yeah, yeah. Must admit that for a bed. I questioned if it was worth all the risk to have my heart broken again. And I see yeah, and I see yeah, and I see yeah, 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 and I see yeah, and I see yeah, and I see yeah, man, and I see yeah, 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 yeah. I'm all in, and there's no question. I'm all in, and to be honest with you, my friend, I'll be with you.
Yeah, that was awesome. Surprise ending. Can you hear me? Uh-oh, Eddie?
Can hear me now.
There you go. There you go. The Facebook comments are coming in like crazy. They want to hear one more song right now. They don't want to wait. So you got something else for me?
Yeah, I'm ready for you. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I spent most of my life on the sidelines. I was getting pretty good at not even trying. But just then, you walked in. You got me stuttering. I just don't want to get to know. I just don't want to get to know the silver stars in your eyes and your hair up. Whoa, 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 whoa. Well, boy meets girl, God, what a cliche you got, so you want my cynicism away. Will you love me for who I am and not for what I might have been? I just don't want to get to know. I just don't want to get to know the silver stars in your eyes and your hair up. Whoa, 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 whoa. Well, someone, give me confidence. A little something to make it happen. Now again, just one chance to make my first impression. I just don't want to get to know. I just don't want to get to know the silver stars in your eyes and your hair up. Go, whoa, 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 whoa. So well, I have to go, whoa, 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 go, whoa, 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 go, whoa, 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 go, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Awesome. Eddie Brannick, thank you so much. That's awesome. Thanks for coming on and helping us out, because I know a lot of musicians like you can't work right now. So that's what part of this is for, to help, help your bandmates, help people out there like you that need to get back out. So thank you so much for helping us out. And
Thank
right
you.
now I got to bring back my partner in crime, John Gonzalez. Where'd he go? Is he there? I don't see him. We're going to go for Coney's. I thought we were going to go for Coney's next. Well, let's bring Dave back then, because I know Dave is always ready to talk.
Me ready to talk? What do you mean? I've been talking this entire time.
We lost John.
I haven't stopped talking. When do I stop talking?
Occasionally. At least that's what Bertie told me.
Well, I've really enjoyed the music. I know we haven't had as much music tonight as we normally do, but it's not every night you get the likes of Tim Allen and Mitch and so many cool people, because we've got a bunch of stuff still for the show. So hope people stick around. And this does give us a moment to remind you what we're trying to do here, and that is bringing in just some money for those displaced hospitality workers out there, those people who normally you'd be seeing when you go to restaurants and coffee shops and whatever else. And right now they're out of work because we're going through this horrible thing, and we'll be through it soon. but for the time being, we're trying to help them out as much as we can. So the website to make donations is MRLAEF.org, just like it says below me there. And if you can just give something, don't feel like you've got to give a lot. We have 10 million people in this state. If everybody just gave a little bit, man, we could really do, something for these folks.
Yeah.
Hey, I see Justin Winslow from MLA.
Hey guys,
Hey, Justin, how's it going?
it's been a hell of a week. You guys put on a show.
We're trying. It's actually it's fun. It's like falling downstairs, but it's fun. We're like Dave was saying. It's just, we're look at all the money we're saving right now by not going out and buying dinners and tipping people. Now's the time to tip those people who need your help. So if it's $10, $20, $5, now's the time to do it.
And let me just say, we've been hearing directly from a lot of these people this week. They've been tuning in, they've been watching. They feel so blessed to be heard, to be seen, to be cared for, because it's a pretty rough time in their life right now. Yeah. So they're just, the level of appreciation is immense. The dollars are coming in. The volume of contributions we have received this week is insane. And I just got a text. It's a record tonight already, and we're not even done. We're doing really good work tonight. So I just want to thank you guys both again, and obviously Gonzo as well for just an excellent job. What a great show tonight. It gives me inspiration, right? It's been a tough week, but everyone makes me proud to be a Michigander, makes me be proud to be part of this. And, everyone's having a rough time right now, but then we have this opportunity, and it brings all of us back together. And I think the Lieutenant Governor did a really good job of talking about the cultural significance of what the hospitality industry brings. It brings people together and makes us feel like one. And that's what really this has been all about.
Well, I haven't told anybody this yet, I don't think, but I've enjoyed this so much this week, and it's been for this great cause. And not only that, but it's helped to bring us together. The program is called Come Together, right?
Yes, it is. It's
just
you forgot.
Is that what it's called?
Come Together.
It's been a long week, folks. Yeah. So, and the thing is, this has really brought us together because we've been apart for so long now. And even though it's just virtually, we know that we're out there right now. There are thousands of us, that have been coming together in one way or the other to support each other. And that's so important. So I've decided that next year we're going to have the second series, but I think we're going to do live programs in real places. So we're not just doing everything virtually. We're going to go all over the state. Let's start planning it now. In fact, I'm going to start planning it tonight. Maybe Monday. And we're going to have a celebration for National Travel and Tourism Week like we've never had before, because after this year, we're going to be ready to celebrate.
Yeah.
And we're going to do some good stuff. So I know it's a year away, but get ready for that, people. And for the time being, go to that website, MRLAEF.org, and do what you can. Justin, your organization has been doing a great job to keep restaurants and lodging folks and so many other people in the industry informed, because, we usually think about the fun stuff, being able to eat all the food and going to all the places. But you're helping the industry get ready to welcome us for when we can get out there and travel again. Because we're going to have to do it in a different way.
Yeah, there's going to be a new normal, at least for a little while. And so there's a lot of work to be done. And we're trying to do that prep work right now. I appreciate that. Can I give a quick shout out, by the way, Amanda Smith, our Executive Vice President of Education. All this MRLAEF.org work you're seeing has been done by her, and she's been amazing, and we appreciate everything she's done. Thank you, Amanda.
Well, gentlemen, speaking of fun stuff and eating, I'm going to have to ask you to leave now because John Gonzalez is going to take me to Flint for some conies. There you are. I missed you all. I missed you. Can you hear me? That's John Gonzalez. Can you hear me? Well, why don't we go ahead and get some conies? Let's go see Jason Hester. There you are.
How you doing?
You're the owner and main proprietor at the Starlight Diner in Flint, correct?
That's correct.
Right, and you specialize in Flint conies. What I've discovered is Conies are a very Michigan thing. Coney Island hot dogs.
Right.
They can all be a little bit different, but they're all awesome. Now, what's different about a Flint Coney?
The Flint Coney is more of a loose ground beef type of topping that's a little bit drier. We cook it down a little bit differently, versus more of a chili sauce for the Detroit style Conies.
So it's not a hot dog. It's like a loose. It's like
there's a hot dog underneath it, but the sauce that goes on top is more of a drier ground topping versus a chili style topping.
Yeah, I have not been to your place, but John has been telling me so much about you guys and how great the Conies are that you're only about 40 minutes from my house, so expect me soon.
Absolutely, come over anytime. We're open 24 hours a day at store 1 and about 12 hours a day at store 2. So we serve a lot of Conies.
And you guys are family owned, right? You've been operating for what, 2 generations now?
Yeah, 55 years.
Yeah. I don't suppose you could make a Coney for me right now.
Well, I absolutely have one for us. So I don't know how we do this, but here is our loose meat style of Coney Island. Obviously, you can see that this is much different than the Detroit style, which is more of a chili sauce style of Coney Island, more of like your A&W variety. So, we've done this style. We sell probably 1,000 a day between 2 restaurants, so we go through quite a bit.
Well, now you're gonna have to tip up. There you go. Now I can see you. How are things going for you personally? I mean, how are things going in Flint, and how has this whole crazy pandemic affected you guys?
Well, we went down to takeout only for a while, and then we had a member of our family, actually the patriarch of the restaurant, our founder and the guy that started it, Costa's dad, he passed away from complications from COVID. He had, some other underlying issues, but he was 80 years old, hasn't been active in the business in about 15 years, but, that kind of took the wind out of our sails. I mean, that, emotionally. So with everything else kind of in Flint, kind of at the peak of the COVID-19, pandemic really hitting us, we shuttered the store for a couple of weeks to get, all of our employees out of the building, give them a chance to just kind of decompress and figure out what's going on. We deep clean everything over and over again. But then we reopened May 1st, and it's been good, but it's not our normal, and it's not where we want to be. But fortunately enough, we've been around for 55 years, and we're fighting every single day. I've got a lot of great employees. I can't wait to bring the rest of them back. I mean, we're down to probably 75% of our employees are still on unemployment. So,
yeah.
And obviously everybody's dealing with that. The MRLA is doing a great job advocating on behalf of us. And, we just, we're finding that there is a lot of camaraderie in the area. Flint is, it's been hit hard by several things throughout the years. And, at some point in time, you just say, enough is enough. We want Flint to return to, the prosperity that we had when, General Motors was booming, and, we had lots of jobs, and, everybody here is resilient, and, this will just be another blip on the radar in, 12 months. But, right now we're still trying to all figure it out. We're trying to figure out how we're going to open our dining rooms. We're trying to figure out how we're going to bring all of our employees back. And, it's uncharted waters. So everybody's literally trying to figure out what's going on.
Well, like Dave Lorenz keeps saying, this too shall pass. We'll be back, and when we do come back, we're going to come back with a vengeance. I mean, people are so tired, and people, I think they've forgotten what it's like to be social and to be free and to be as carefree as we've been for so many years. So I think when it comes back, it'll come back big time. What's your hope for the future up there?
Just trying to figure out what normal is again. We are a social area. People like to be out and about, and especially with my first store being open 24 hours a day. It's a meeting place for retirees for breakfast. There's just an atmosphere about it all of the time. I mean, it really is a busy, electric type of environment. And the first day we shut down, when I walked through there, the place was empty at 3:00 in the afternoon. It was very humbling, because it's not meant to be like that. It's meant to have that buzz and that fun and just the atmosphere about it. And, we need to figure out what the new normal is going to be and how to keep everybody safe. But we have to get back to the traditions and the stuff we love also, safely, obviously. But this is just uncharted waters.
Yeah. Well, thanks for helping us out tonight. Do me a favor. Show me the conies one more time. I got to see them since I can't have them. Oh, my gosh. Oh, God.
Those are so good.
They're everything John said they were. Oh, you're back. Darn it. Now I have to share.
We always have enough for everybody. So, make sure when you guys are on the road trip. Yep. John,
thanks,
good to
Jason.
see you.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate your time.
You know what, John? I need a drink. I don't know about you.
Hey, while you were away.
Oh.
No, I wasn't really getting into that, but I might have. No, thank you very much for filling in there. What did I miss?
Conies. You missed Conies, and Dave rambled on for a while. Nothing important. No, but I think now it's time to go to Ironfish Distillery.
That's why I got it here. Hey guys,
Sarah and Richard Anderson. Oh my gosh, it looks great there.
How you guys doing?
Doing greay. We're super excited to see your two handsome faces. That's for sure.
Oh, you're being kind. Thanks for lying.
Okay, real quick, for those of us that have never been to Ironfish or know where it's at, can you just give us a quick little background on where you're located?
We're down about 2 miles away from Crystal Mountain, which is a family resort year-round, and we're about 30 miles south of Traverse City, and we're on a 120-acre farm that we brought back after being abandoned for about 10 years.
Well, you guys, don't take this the wrong way, but when you're located in the middle of nowhere and thousands of people are finding you, are telling people about you, I've heard so many people and met so many people that have been there that I'm ashamed of myself. I haven't been there yet. So, yeah, you must be doing something right.
You know what's fantastic about that is that the whiskey is just getting better. That's right.
Oh, well, there you go.
No, I have been there, and Tom will love it when he gets there as well. But people are discovering it because you kind of have to go through some back roads, and you kind of say, "Am I there yet?" Right? But once you get there, you have this concept of having the farm right there, farm to spirits, and you're doing it all right there in Michigan.
Right. I think we feel like we are part of the outdoor economy of Michigan. We have manufacturing, we have farming, and we're an end destination. We've had about 120,000 people visit us in the last normal 12 months. Right. And we're super proud to be part of this Northwest Michigan outdoor economy.
Well, you're Michigan's first farm distillery. I mean, what I love is your philosophy about on the planet, on ecology, and on just you're doing everything organically, and you respect. You're respecting the product, and you're respecting what you use to put in the product. So yeah, that's what I love about you guys.
Well, thanks, Tom.
Our farm is located very close to what we think is an unbelievably special river in Michigan, the Betsy River. And protecting that river is one of the things that's part of what we're thinking about every single day. And obviously protecting the people in the land around this distillery and creating great products. When you have we grow about 80,000 pounds of grain on this farm every year. But when you have as many amazing farming partners around Michigan, other families growing incredible grain as we do, providing people high quality grain and spirits becomes not that challenging of a task. So we're super proud of what we do, but we're really super proud of the other businesses that we're able to support through Ironfish every single day.
Well, I understand.
I know that you're distributing throughout.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tom.
No, you froze.
We are distributing throughout Michigan. The other thing I would say that Sarah mentioned was when people buy a bottle of vodka, and if they buy a Michigan craft produced and distilled vodka, it takes about 1 acre to produce 400 bottles of vodka. So if you think about it, when people pick Michigan craft distilleries, it has a huge impact on the rural farming community of Michigan. So we actually work with 7 other farms in Michigan, and because we don't grow enough grain here. And so the craft distillers industry in Michigan is really promoting, I think, rural development across the entire state.
Well, and the range of different potent potables that you guys prepare there is amazing to me. I mean, the different products you have. And I understand tonight you're going to make a drink for us.
We are. So we were super excited. I can't even remember, Gonzo. Does everybody else have that time warp feeling? Like, I can't remember.
Oh, you got it.
Oh, yes, Gonzo. I can't remember. Were you at the Derby party last year or the year before? Okay, so
2 years ago.
Okay, so when John came to the Derby party, it was really fun because he had on the most amazing hat, this gorgeous sombrero, and so I wanted to the Derby. We have this big Derby party every year where we raise like $7,000 for a local partner nonprofit. It's a different one every couple of years. But we had released this mezcal bourbon, which is a party in a bottle for sure. And I wanted to kind of bring together all the festivity of the Derby and highlight this amazing spirit right here. But I did it with a very simple cocktail, spirit-forward cocktail, a very classic, take on a classic old-fashioned. So I'm just going to do about a teaspoon each of brown sugar in each of these glasses, 3 to 4 dashes of our cherry maple barrel bitters that we make here at the distillery. These are super delicious. They have a nice smoky maple character to them, really, really delicious. And then just 2 ounces per cocktail of our mezcal barrel finished bourbon.
When you say mezcal, are you talking about like?
Extra, because
I mean, it's the same thing they make tequila out of, right?
Yeah. So mezcal is made with any style of agave. Tequila is made with blue agave. So
right.
Mezcal, I think, has a little bit more funky, aggressive nature, which we think is absolutely delicious. Getting these mezcal barrels to rest bourbon in was such a fantastic thing that we decided to do a whole lot more of it. So I'm just going to put 3 to 4 cubes per cocktail and give it another quick stir.
Oh, I noticed John's smiling, so I think he's enjoying this drink.
I'm going to garnish with a twist of orange and a cocktail cherry because I think they both add something nice. Of course, the cocktail cherries. These cherries are from Six Lugs, which is right up by a farm right by our region here. And the orange just nice.
So guys, don't you think I married well?
Yeah, you married up. Yeah, you married up.
Your wife can make the drinks. You're doing okay. Is that what you're trying to say, Richard?
Yeah.
So can we say where we're at in the state and just in terms of tourism, obviously being so close to Crystal Mountain and where we're at, we're a destination business. And tourism is a huge thing for Ironfish. When we had to close, with the governor's order, these cocktails are done. We're going to cheers. When we had closed with the governor's order, we laid off about 21 people, and those people are all obviously like small business to us. Small business like us, those people are all like family, and all of our neighbor businesses around here had to do the exact same thing. We know what it's been like. There's been challenges for our people. We've looked after them the absolute best that we could, but it's been a very challenging time for people. So we're so grateful that you're doing this because bringing awareness to the important jobs and the important people in the tourism sector is something that we all always need to do. We always need to always shine the light on that. So we're so grateful to you. So cheers to you.
Cheers. Well, thank you so much for your conservation efforts, for the atmosphere that you created up there and the culture that you created up there and the drinks that you're creating up there and the bourbon. Thank you so much for what you've done and for helping us tonight because, like you said, this is important work we're doing tonight. So thank you.
All our best.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Thanks. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Aren't they wonderful people? They're just doing an incredible job, like you said. Wait, when you get there, you'll go like, what took me so long?
Oh, I know. I watched a few videos today online of the parties that they throw there and the whole culture and the whole mindset. It's brilliant.
Well, we have someone that's been waiting for us for a while.
Oh, is it Linda?
No, we need to get a song from a great artist.
I'm sorry. I jumped ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
We'll get to Linda in a minute, but joining us right now is May Erlewine. And oh my gosh, May, thank you so much for waiting. I know we're running a little late here.
Uh-oh. Can you hear us?
My mic was
muted. Just there you go. There you go. Hey, hello. Thanks again.
Oh my gosh, my pleasure. Thank you for having me, and it's been fun watching.
Well, there's so many musicians are counting on the work we're doing tonight, so thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you for doing what you're doing and supporting all these wonderful people. It's been really fun watching.
Oh, I think John froze. I was muted there. I was muted. Oh, I tell you what, May, can you just play a quick song before we get to our next guest?
Yeah, I was so grateful to see Sarah and Richard. They've been such huge supporters of me, and they're doing great things there. And so their work is around the Betsy River, and so I'm going to sing a song that's about the rivers in northern Michigan and about taking good care of our people and our communities here in Michigan. It's called the River Jordan. Take my hand, my one, and we'll shove off to the sun, and together we will run the River Jordan. And with stars in our eyes, we'll sleep under the sky, safe on the banks of the River Jordan. And when you fall asleep, sleep well, sleep deep. The dreams are always sweet on the River Jordan. And in the morning you'll see light pouring through the trees, shining like a diamond on the River Jordan. Oh yeah, And let your troubles go, let them melt with the snow. You won't need them anymore on the River Jordan. And let joy fill your cup, let it fill you right up. You'll have more than enough on the River Jordan. And when you fall in, baptized of all your sins, oh, we all take a swim on the River Jordan. And when you're warm and dry with that spark in your eye, you might give another try to the River Jordan. Oh yeah, yeah. From what I understand, they say the promised land is on the banks of the River Jordan. Well, I must agree, I never felt so free. Just you, me, the river in the morning.
What a beautiful voice you have. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
We're getting a lot of great comments on Facebook. Some folks that have been longtime fans of yours. Some folks hearing your music for the very first time. So it's a fun moment here, and thank you for sharing that with us.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you for all that you're doing tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, we want to. I know. Can you stick around? Because I know that you've got some stuff going on there at the house. Can you stick around for one more song?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
Awesome.
Great. So we're going to bring in another guest right now, but we'll come right back to you. Okay, Tom.
Yeah.
We're going to bring someone on here that I think we both enjoy interviewing her. A lot of fun. You've recorded episodes with her. I've done things for the Michigan's Best series on MLive with her. She was voted Michigan's Best Pie for us.
Yeah.
And I think we both love her, and we both can't wait to share her story with you.
Yeah, she's an award-winning baker, author, inspirational speaker, and probably one of the sweetest people you will ever, and pun intended, one of the sweetest people I've ever met in my life. It's Linda Hunt from Sweetylicious Pies in DeWitt and also in Grand Rapids. Hi, Linda.
Hey, you guys. Now you're already gonna make me start crying.
Don't cry. No, don't cry yet. Wait till we do some pie stuff, and then you can cry. But
okay, all right. Sounds
how are you
good.
holding up through all this craziness, you and your staff?
Good. I mean, obviously this isn't ideal for anyone, but I think truly we've seen like the best in people. From employees to like our dear customers. I really believe that it can bring out the worst or the best, and there's been maybe a few bad apples, but for the most part it's been as good as it can be, I think.
Well, if you've never had a pie from Sweetylicious Pies, I mean, I'm hard pressed to have any other pie than yours or my wife's, honey. She listens. But seriously, I mean, your pies are so outstanding. That's why you've won so many awards. That's why people buy your books. People come far and wide for those pies, and not to mention your cookies. But do you have any secrets for us that you could maybe share, or any tips for people who are making pies at home? Not you, honey. Anybody. You have any tips for us?
I think so. I mean, obviously we can't do a full baking class, but everything needs a good foundation, right? So you have to have a really good crust. This is both of your favorite pies, by the way. Can you see it?
Oh yeah.
Can you see it?
Is that the Tom's cherry berry?
Yes,
berry
it
pie?
is. Yes, it is. I know both of you love this pie, and actually, it's like this and the cherry blueberry raspberry are best-selling pie, and there's a good reason, because again, the top crust and the filling. But the crust, actually, it's in my cookbook, and I think we did a couple PBS specials, so it's out there if you don't want to buy the cookbook. But just kidding. Yeah, it's made with cream cheese, and I think that's a huge secret. And the flakiness that the cream cheese brings to the crust, and the crust that we developed for this, which was partially for Williams-Sonoma too, when we did 6,000 some pies for them, because it's infallible. I mean, there's no way to mess this crust up. So it's delicious, and it brings a tenderness too that is just wonderful, buttery. So that's one thing. And then I think another really important, and we talked about this too, is citrus. So if you're gonna an orange, lemon, lime, whatever in the filling. So we've got a delicious crust, right? And then the middle part needs to have this delicious filling. And if you're using any type of fruit, it always has to have, in my opinion, some type of citrus, juice. And we use all of them. We use lemons, limes, oranges. Not going to tell you which one is in your favorite pie, but have to keep some things, secret. But it adds this freshness, this brightness, this and a little bit of tanginess to the filling. So those are two really good ones. Do you need more?
No, I think that's good for right now. But I'll tell you what. In addition to the pies, I know when I go to the downtown market in Grand Rapids, and when we're not quarantined, I love the cookies. The molasses cookies there are my favorites.
Oh, that's my favorite too. The molasses.
That's an amazing. We have a cookie cult. I'm not. Everyone thinks of us for pies, but the cookies. And if we take one cookie out, if for some reason we ran out of cookie dough or whatever, people get get mad, a little bit angry, like, what? You don't have this, this cookie? And to tell you the truth, I absolutely, like, a warm molasses cookie was my breakfast here for years. It's like the best. So just remember that next time you guys grab one, throw it in the microwave for like 5 seconds and you're in heaven. So I love it. Absolutely everything we make here, is homemade. It's based on all the wonderful, traditions and heritage from my family, and then vintage cookbooks. I mean, I have cookbooks literally from the turn of the century that I've like studied and what did they do then, that's still so apropos and makes things so delicious now. So I love our stuff. I do. I'm so glad everyone else does, including you guys.
Well, that's what I love about you. I mean, it's not just the pies and the cookies. It was just walking in there. It's like you can feel the love that you're really selling. Happiness and love is what you're selling, which we could use a lot of right now.
Yes. What's happened through all this, and you have to look at blue skies, through all the gray clouds. It's kind of, you just have to, or then we're really in trouble, right? So I think the coolest thing is, we stay open, literally, hopefully bringing that comfort and joy that means so much to us, to folks, because birthdays and celebrations and anniversaries still go on, and we wanted to be here. And I can't tell you, I'm gonna get teary. How many emails and how many times people have come up to us, even outside with their mask on and screaming from cars and just saying, thank you so much for making my grandma's birthday special, and all those things that it's what we all need right now. How you can do that in a business and as a person, I believe, to bring comfort and joy to people. And of course, love. I mean, that's really, and I think that's, again, another, wonderful, huge light in this whole thing is for us all kind of to realize that better and do a better job. And I think, as far as the business, this is also that opportunity to try to be able to do that. Like, what can we do better, in all different ways, from a business standpoint of like, how can we improve our bottom line, and how can we, make our customers feel more comfort and joy, and how can we make our employees feel more loved, and how can we do that and still be a part of the world. And that's, so that's what we want. We definitely want to still be here, and we're going to do everything we can to do it. And I think we'll do it,
Well, this is exactly why we wanted to have you on, because I feel so much better. Just, I mean, a piece of pie would be better, but I feel better just talking to you and hearing your voice, and just because the positive energy you have and just the love you have for other people, it's just extraordinary,
Thank you. I get me teary.
Don't cry. Stop it.
I know. It's so hard with the customers, because every time a customer would come in, like one that I've known for 20 years, when I started at my farmhouse, and they would come, and I'm so used to hugging them. And it was really hard. I mean, tears all the time between customers of just, and employees, and folks. And people miss just that personal, how are you doing? How's the family? And personal touch, and I love that we've been able to do that. It's not for everybody, but it feels really natural, and that's who we are here. And that's going to be interesting. That's the part that is going to be really hard for me, because I love hugging everyone, and I don't know how it's going to work, but I have to make it work, right? Until this is over, I can't wait till it's over and I can hug everybody again. But
well, Linda, I know that for Tom and I, a slice of the sweet delicious pie there is like a slice of heaven, and it's one of the best pies you're going to have in Michigan. I know that folks can't wait to get out there and visit you. You're in DeWitt, Michigan. Continued success. We'll look for you in Grand Rapids as well.
We open, Gonzo. We're opening tomorrow.
Oh, good.
And back in Grand Rapids.
Yes. Woohoo.
Excited.
I know where I'm going tomorrow.
Could you
you guys mean so much to me. You're both like the two of my favorite people. I've been on, lots of different TV throughout my life. And you guys talk about being genuine, happy, loving people. You guys are that too. So thanks for having me on. I'm really, really honored and humbled. And when this is over, both of you are coming and get pie.
Now you're going to make me cry. Thank you, Linda.
Thanks, Linda.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So good to see you.
Love you too.
Isn't she?
Oh God.
Yeah, I could just
Yeah, I feel better just talking to her.
Just being around her. Yeah. I would love to hear some more music. So let's see if Erlewine is hanging around.
Hey, you guys.
Oh, great.
Thanks for your wonderful voice, for your patience. And
oh my gosh.
If you got another song for us, we would love to hear it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Linda spoke so eloquently just about how we have to continue to find hope and work towards the things that we can and the things that we do have influence over. You know, she's making cookies and pies. I'm making music. You guys are making things happen. And it's all really important that we continue to do our best and show up in the ways that we can and not be overwhelmed by the trouble in the world. So I'm going to sing a song about that. Because every single step we take towards our best selves is a step towards our children's future. So this is for the little ones and for you guys. Thanks for what you're doing tonight. Don't wanna do what they tell me to. I guess I'll take the boldest move, and I'll choose think for myself. Out here on the steepest ledge, I guess if this is over the edge, then I'm over it as far as I can tell. 'Cause I've been thinking lately, this world's gone crazy. I guess I'm a little crazy too. But I tell you one thing, you can count on something. I'm gonna do my best for you. And I guess I didn't buy those lies. I guess that I was not surprised when I opened my eyes and read the news. I tell you if I understood, I tell you if I saw the good, I'd be happy if I could between me and you. I've been thinking lately, this world's gone crazy. I guess I'm a little crazy too. But I'll tell you one thing, you can count on something. I'm gonna do my best for you. And I will sit down at the table whenever I'm able. I'll speak my truth, and they might not want to hear it or even get near it, but by God, that's what I'm gonna do. Yes, I'm gonna do my best for you. And I tell you, there's a lot to lose when we're looking at the wider view. When you let the light come through once again, looking square at the harder truth. Here's a me looking right at you. Here we are, what are we gonna do with all this pain? 'Cause I've been thinking lately, this world's gone crazy. I guess I'm a little crazy too. But I tell you one thing, you can count on something. I'm gonna do my best for you. Ooh, oh, I'm gonna do my best for you. I'm gonna do my best for you.
Oh my God. Beautiful.
Erlewine, thank you. That was an incredible song. And you know what? We want to hear one more from you in a second. But you do remind us that the musicians and the people watching on Facebook are saying the same thing. Musicians have been greatly impacted by this pandemic, and our hearts go out to what you guys are going through, because it can't be easy just playing in your living rooms and not having that audience interaction.
Yeah, it's definitely a new time, and there's a lot of people that are worried and facing a lot of lost work, but we also have a strong community that supports the arts in Michigan, and I'm really grateful for that.
Before we bring Dave Lorenzo back on, I want to tell you one more thing. We had Dave Bruza and Paul Hoffman on earlier in the week from Green Sky Bluegrass. We asked them some of their musical influences, some of their heroes. They mentioned you.
Aww,
and
so sweet.
and I think just some people don't realize that you've been making music for a long time. You've got close to 15, 16 albums. You have a new project that's going to be released digitally or virtually, right, with the Sweetwater Warblers?
Yeah, the Sweetwater Warblers are releasing our record on May 15th, and it's called The Dream That Holds This Child, and we're really looking forward to that. And I have a new record coming out, I think, next month as well. So there's new music happening all the time. Michigan is rich in its arts.
Well, stick around, please.
Awesome.
Well, let's bring him back, the man of the hour, the man who thunked this whole thing up. Dave, this is our last chance to make one impassioned plea. If you haven't given, again, if it's just $5, these people need our help.
It's true. And then you hear a soft, gentle, kind person like we just heard, and you're reminded that this is for people who really need it right now. Those people who are in the hospitality world, as Mitch was talking earlier, he's right. The travel and tourism industry has been hit so hard through this. It's a serious situation, of course, and we need to continue to stay home for a while longer as we make sure to keep other people safe. But as we do that, I'm hoping that people are planning their future travel trips here in Michigan by going to michigan.org and do that dreaming and do that planning. And then later on this summer, when we're traveling, I hope people are getting out there and spending their time and money in Michigan so that what we're doing this week can be extended in real life and in real terms. And we can see those people again. We can have those connections again, those really important connections, like the lovely lady from Lansing area from Sweet Delicious was talking about.
Linda Hunt.
Linda Hunt. It's true. We're missing these connections, aren't we? Just a handshake, a hug. But soon we'll be able to hug all those people in a different way, just by giving them business. So, tonight, please consider going to mrlaef.org and just making a donation, any kind. Be part of the effort. And then when we're traveling, please spend your vacation time and dollars here in Michigan. The more we travel in Michigan this year, the quicker our economy will come back. Travel and tourism plays such an important role in our lives. And now that we can't really enjoy it, man, isn't it rough? It really is. So,
Dave, I think
let's do our best.
I think you're going to find that folks, when things kind of open up more and more as the summer and the fall progress, I think Michiganders are going to stay close to home. I don't think you have to worry about that. I don't know if I'm ready to get on a plane or go on a big vacation out of state, right? And I think you're going to find the swell of Michigan pride throughout the year and even into next year. So don't worry about it, Dave. They're going to spend their money in Michigan, and I think they're going to definitely want to support the local hospitality workers, the local business owners, the musicians that are out there performing so hard. I think we're going to be in good hands with the folks around us.
Yeah, and let's face it, we're the three amigos of Michigan tourism. I think when people are released back into the wilds of Michigan, I think you're right, John. I think people are going to rediscover the state, spend their time and their money here, cherish what they have here, and then go to MLive, go to Michigan.org. Yeah, go to utrmichigan.com. And there's so much stuff that we can offer for you to explore and learn and discover about our state that when we do open back up, boom. I think it's going to be incredible.
You're right.
I see guys are asking about the T-shirts again, folks.
Oh my God! There we go. Thank you.
One Pure Michigan. So if you go to
$5.
Yep, website $5 from your purchase goes to the fund. So look at that. Hey, and I think this is the last time I'm going to be on, and because we don't have much time left of the program, I just want to thank. There are so many people to thank.
Oh,
so I just want to say a few, if I might. Tim Baumgartner, Rebecca Aldrich, Kyle Matson, Jim Ellman, Kyle Welgamot, Kelly Welgamot, Maria Mendez, and you guys. Thanks for putting this together, for making it work, because we'll make a little difference. And we brought people together.
It's the most rewarding thing I've done in a long, long time. The most meaningful thing that I've been a part of in a long, long time. So I don't want to start crying like Linda. But yeah, it means a lot that you asked me to be a part of it. I'm sure I speak for John too.
You do.
Well, thanks. And for all those performers and all those guests, thanks. Do what we can, folks. Let's enjoy a little more music. And then we'll see you out there soon.
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah.
Dave Lorenz, Travel Michigan. He's one of our good buddies and a good supporter of the state of Michigan. So mrleaf.org is the website. And like I said a little earlier, if you missed it, even if you don't donate tonight, you have tomorrow, Saturday, next week, maybe when your paycheck comes in, whatever you can do is appreciated, because those hospitality workers could use the money that this relief fund is generating.
Right. And John, I have to tell you, I have a new appreciation for you. I'm one of your new biggest fans. I've been actually watching your videos on MLive. You do great work, and it's been an absolute pleasure doing this with you.
Well, same to you. And I know you and Jim just rock it out on UTR. Amy Schorner and I at Michigan's Best at MLive. We are traveling the state. I think the four of us are traveling every nook and cranny of the state. And it's a lot of fun to tell these Michigan stories. And I'll tell you what, one of my favorite Michigan stories is to follow what's happening in our music scene. So let's bring her back. Erlewine.
Hey.
You, as I said earlier, you are a Michigan legend. People look up to you. You're an inspiration to a lot of young performers, I tell you that.
Aw, that's so kind. I mean, I had some great influences. Michigan has a great legacy of artists, and so I'm really honored to carry that on.
Well, would you be so kind as to close out the show and give us one more tune?
Absolutely. Thank you all so much for what you're doing. And I do want to encourage anyone watching to consider making a donation. This is a beautiful thing. And we have to keep coming together as a community and celebrating and also taking care of each other. So this is a song about coming together in song. And I've noticed that no matter how different we are, no matter what we're going through, that music joins our hearts and lifts us up. And so this is one that you can sing along to at home tonight and raise your voices in your home. So thanks for listening. Thanks for having me, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If you are weary and trying to find your way home, but don't give up, my friend, 'cause you are not alone. In a world full of trouble, trouble may find you. But I got your medicine, baby. This is what you do. And you gotta rise up singing. In time this too shall pass. You gotta rise up singing. Trouble ain't built to last. And when you're left standing with no hope in sight, 'cause at the end of the tunnel someone's been dimming out the lights. Well, you can lose your way and end up far from home. But till the day you lose your voice, you cannot lose your song. You gotta rise up singing. In time this too shall pass. You gotta rise up singing. Trouble ain't built to last. Life ain't easy. And life will make you cry. But so long as you're breathing, you know that you are still alive. And when you're standing at the station waiting for your train, don't you think you'll be singing oh that sweet refrain? You gotta rise up singing. In time this too shall pass. You gotta rise up singing. You know, trouble ain't built to last. You know, trouble ain't built to last.